This is the dangest thing I've ever seen. They've got, so this campground has these massive storage lots where they store RVs, and then when the owners want to camp for the weekend, they just take that little truck, bring the RV to the site, and then the owners show up later and hook it up. Fascinating. Okay, welcome to this week's episode of Luv Subbin, and we have left Charleston and find ourselves in
Florence, South Carolina.
And what's our mission in Florence?
We are going to try all things pecan today.
We're going to start here at the visitor center because we have one very important piece of information we need to figure out.
Yes, is a pecan a fruit or a seed or a nut?
Right. There's a lot of debate here. We're going to find out. We're going to hit Florence and then make our way to Myrtle Beach here later on in this episode.
Should be good. All right, the ladies in there were super friendly.
Well, it's down south. Of course they're going to be friendly.
And we were interrupting their lunch and everything, but they took the time to explain all these things to us, gave us our trail passport with all the places that you can get stamps and stuff. And if you get a certain number of stamps, you can bring this back and get like a little bag or a t-shirt or something like that. So I'm not sure we're going to be hitting that many stops.
Probably not.
But it's fun to do. And they gave us some stuff about the rivers around here, some parks, and some stuff on Lake City.
It's always a good piece of information. We do this a lot, is to hit the visitor center when you hit a new place. They'll have all the great information you need to make the most of your stay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's the first stop on our passport?
And this is called Belle's. We got our passport stamped.
Yep.
And I ordered the fried chicken sandwich with honey bourbon sauce, and it has bacon on it as well. You can see the enormous portion size.
Yeah, that's pretty. I don't think we're going to go hungry today.
No, I think we're going to have some leftovers.
And I got the Blue Plate Special, which is the country fried steak, spicy collard greens, sauteed cabbage. And I don't think I've had country fried steak since the Citadel.
Look at how big this biscuit is.
That's pretty big.
It's enormous.
All right,
so
let's dig in. So what's your overall assessment, Beans?
Everything was excellent. The portion sizes were huge, and as you can see, we had some leftovers. And we're gonna have a light dinner tonight, but they kindly offered us to try one of their baked items for dessert, and we're trying the apple crumble, so we're gonna get that a shot and see how it is.
And look at the ice cream. It's got those little dots of vanilla in there.
Right, it looks delicious.
Yeah, my country fried steak was just absolutely spectacular. The collard greens and sauteed cabbage, I loved it.
Highly recommend the collard greens if you're going with the chicken sandwich as a side because it balanced the sweetness very nicely with the vinegar in the collard greens.
Yep,
Everything was excellent.
Right off of I-95, exit 164, I think it was in Florence.
Yep.
All right, let's finish the dessert. And I'm just loving this vanilla ice cream because coming from the land of Ben & Jerry's, we Vermonters know our ice cream, and this is so creamy and thick, very little air, good flavor.
It's very dense.
Yep.
And the apple pie, apple crumble is delicious. Not too sweet. With some nice flavors. And they get the apples from the market next door.
Okay, the next stop on our pecan tour is the PD State Farmers Market.
And this is a very unique farmers market because you could actually drive through it and
That's
stop
a drive-through.
Yes, you can stop at these little stalls on the way and stay in your car if you need to.
Interesting. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's very cool.
But let's go ahead and see what we can see as far as the PD State Farmers Market.
So the lady at the restaurant did say that they get all their apples and try to get a lot of their produce here. So I'm assuming this is where they get their collard greens, their cabbage, and their apples, which she said were from North Carolina.
Yeah. And that yummy apple crisp probably came right from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my collard from there.
Mustard greens. Oh, interesting. These are mustard greens. I might try some of those. You could do the same thing with mustard greens as you can with collard greens. So they're really good sauteed, kind of like kale.
Okay.
So I might try some of those. So we're going to start with some mustard greens. These look very fresh. We'll do a red pepper. All the nuts. They got peanuts, walnuts.
what's our next stop on our Pecan Trail?
It's going to be Young's Premium Foods, and I think they offer a bunch of different flavored pecans here, and they used to be a shelling company.
Yeah, they were like one of the biggest market leaders in innovation in shelling pecans. So they use lasers, all different types of techniques, and really kind of pioneers in the area.
Yeah, so
all right, let's go check out their store.
Yes, we're going to check it out.
So what did we end up with?
So we ended up with some pecan oil.
So what do you think that would be useful for?
I don't know, I'm going to just try it. Well, they're going out there. I'm going to try it in place of olive oil. I'm going to give it a taste.
And we got some South Carolina roasted coffee.
Yes, and I got another sticker for my book.
So as we were going through on the Pecan Trail, Lake City, that rings a bell. And then I thought about it and I remembered that Lake City, South Carolina is the hometown of Dr. Ron McNair. Dr. McNair died on the Space Shuttle Challenger in January of 1986. And I've actually never seen the memorial to him, but the town obviously is very, very proud of him. He had a PhD in physics from MIT, so very smart individual, but certainly somebody who became an astronaut from the small town and unfortunately perished in the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. So we're going to go ahead and check out some of the stuff for this area here.
It's a very beautiful memorial here.
Yeah, and to think about what those folks, you know, I remember being at the Citadel when that happened, and one of the things that's unusual is that, of course, back then, I don't know what the rules are now, but back then only seniors were allowed to watch TV. But on that day, they made an exception and said anybody except freshmen could watch TV, and I was a sophomore at the time, so I was able to actually watch some TV for the first time ever at the Citadel to cover this disaster. Okay, so we just got our 4th stamp in our Pecan travel little book there.
Yep.
So where are we at right now?
We are at the Green Frog Social House.
Yep, in Lake City, South Carolina. And so what have we learned about pecans so far?
We have learned that they are technically a fruit.
Well, they're like a drupe. They're not a nut. So they're technically a fruit with a pit in it,
Maybe like
surrounded
a peach.
by a husk.
Maybe it's sort of like a peach that has a pit, right?
Right. And Florence, South Carolina used to be one of the largest shellers
Of pecans.
pecans at Young's, which is where we were earlier on today.
Yes.
So,
or not that place particularly.
yeah,
but
it was a factory that they had, not the place right off
still the same
I-35 there.
ownership of the place.
Yeah, so overall, not too bad. We got our 4 stamps. That means we qualified for a
Nutcracker.
nutcracker. We turned this puppy in.
Yep,
So-
and so we will now be able to shell pecans.
All right, cheers. Back to the campground. So we have arrived at the Greater Lake City Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, and I'm going to see if I can show my stamps for a nutcracker.
How long did that last?
That lasted about 2 seconds when we noticed the office hours. They closed at 2 p.m. So
Yeah, right as we turned the corner. So
yeah. So we're gonna have to mail this thing in and see if we can get our nutcracker that way.
So what did we score at the grocery store today?
We have been looking for this soda, this particular brand of soda called Red Rock, since we went to that barbecue place in Hemingway, South Carolina, in this video that we're gonna post a card on. And this is a strawberry soda that seemed very similar to Cheerwine. So we're gonna do a comparison with the Cheerwine and see if we can tell the difference, because strawberry versus cherry might taste a little bit similar.
Yeah, so we should have gotten some there. We've rectified that situation.
Yep.
We are here at Lynch's River County Park in Coward, South Carolina.
Yep.
And it's a
We found this in a grocery store in Lake City, South Carolina.
Yes. And it's we're like, there's only 3 campers here. There's that big 5th wheel, small Class C.
But you said there were only 3 sites that have water and electric.
Yeah, there's only 3 sites with water and electric. That's why there's 3 sites. Everything else is boondocking. Showers are nice. You can see the Starlink here. You can see our view. So you can kind of judge as far as obstructions go.
It's occasionally obstructed, but not too bad.
Yeah, so it's very peaceful here.
Yes. We're still looking for the dump station, though.
There might not be a dump station
We're
here.
going to find that out.
Which is okay. We'll figure that one out. All right, just walking along the beach here outside of our campground.
This is an Ocean
Lakes family campground. I don't know why they call it Ocean Lakes, but there's definitely ocean. I don't know if there's a whole lot of lakes,
well,
but
there are like little ponds and stuff here and there, I suppose.
you can see Myrtle Beach probably in the background up there.
Yep.
Myrtle Beach North. Apparently there's a big change in vibe between north and south.
We're in south, and so this is, I guess, a more casual vibe. It has less of the fancy stores and less of the Vegas style atmosphere.
Yeah, but if you want to check out when we went to the Vegas style atmosphere, you can check out this video up here where we hit the Ferris wheel and some of the other haunts at Myrtle Beach when we stayed at Myrtle Beach State Park versus Ocean Lakes. We're here. This is like a 7-time mega resort winner. There's over 1,000
campsites,
and you can see that they're constantly bringing these RVs in from the storage lot.
There's a storage lot that's just off of the campground.
And they bring them in for the owners just to kind of set up. They just show up.
And there are hundreds and hundreds of stored RVs there.
Yeah, it's amazing. Really something. I've never been in a resort like this. Just absolutely huge. When we checked in, it was like checking into a 5-star hotel.
Yes.
Like,
I think the only one that was nice is that was when we went to the Patriots game and we checked in.
Yes, that was in Foxborough. That was Normandy campground.
That was as fancy
for a
as
Patriots game. So
yes.
yeah, that's a super fancy one as well. But the sand here is nice.
It is. It's very nice and soft. The temperature is perfect. Tomorrow is going to be colder and maybe rainier, so we're taking this opportunity to enjoy the beach.
Yes. All right, let's go for a walk.
Join us next week for some Florida fun, but not before we hit some heavy weather.
So if you like this video,
give us a big thumbs up.
And if you think we've earned a subscription, click to subscribe.
And comment below if you have a favorite pecan treat that you would like to share.
Because we come out with RV and Airstream related videos just like this one every Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.